My name is Paxman-Clarke. I'm from University. We are teaching the Lego workshop here at the HfG. We do it at University, and so I bring it over here and it's really fun. The workshop is really good because it mixes model making and concept design and video making and poster making. So even if they're doing product or communication, they can still add something like graphics or in the workshops making things on the machines. And at the end of the week, they get a model and they get photos and a video so they can put it in their portfolio or CV as a piece of work.
My name is Michael Leube, and I'm an anthropologist, and the last 5 years I've worked in a design school, and I teach a workshop on the circular economy. I tell the students that absolutely every project that they do, even if it's just in theory, they should at least offer a circular model of keeping resources in a flow, because there's no planet B. So I think absolutely everything that you work on, even if it's just hypothetical, but you need to demonstrate that you are thinking of how to collect the thing when it's not used anymore.
I'm Manuel Sesma. I come from the Complutense University of Madrid, and my workshop is named Metatyping. That basically means to create typefaces. I try to convince the students that typography are not just reproducing letters. So we use the same system, the same application, the same program to make that we use to make typography with letters, with characters, but in a different way. So that means that they change their mind to thinking not on letters but on shapes, and that shapes that could be after when you use the typeface could be combined in different ways to represent different forms, different figures, characters, etc.
Okay, I'm Elena Elgani. I come from Milano, from Politecnico di Milano. I'm an architect, but I work in interior design field. So I'm working in the design department. Our workshop is focused on the idea of minimal living, because we have a research in Politecnico and we are trying to develop some reflection on the idea of living, working and traveling. So we are going to develop a micro project or a big object, it depends from the point of view, for living, working and traveling.
We've been doing it at our university for quite a few years now, and we teach the first semester, first week. This is their introduction project. So I brought it over here, made it harder, made it more complicated, made it more demanding for the students because they're very good here. And every year we try and improve it. But the students find it very hard because you have to make a brand new Lego character that hasn't been done before or hasn't been fan-made on the internet. So they make lots of ideas and cross all of them out because they've already been done.
So for me it was a position that was offered in the University of Salzburg, and I went to a hearing, and they were specifically looking for a social scientist to work with in a design university. Absolutely everything is designed for Homo sapiens. So maybe we should know the species. But I think it's extremely important to talk about the user at all times.
Well, I think metatype is the future, actually. Because if we realize that typography are not just letters, we can do anything. So I think metatyping is the future of typography. That because you can create a a current typeface, like, I don't know, Helvetica, Futura, or what else, but also a meta typeface with shapes, because at the end, digital typography are software, so we can program it.
I hope to give them some suggestion to reflect of our contemporary lifestyles, but also some knowledge regarding the idea of space, the dimension of the space, how we can try to design it in order to support new lifestyles. I think in the future it could be very important pay attention of the right dimension of the space for people. So the idea of minimalism is to, for me, it's to find the right dimension for living all together, and it's the challenge for the future. Oh yes, I think I will come again to offer maybe the same workshop, but maybe I would like to change something for the first day in order to help students to develop better their concept. I think in the future maybe we don't need more objects, but we need to think about how we can interact with objects and spaces in order to be more sustainable for the future, and maybe to find new ways to share spaces and services and stay together, because it's the challenge for the future. We are growing up, so we need to find this kind of design solution.
Because we're creating these characters, there's a lot of German characters that I don't know, and it's really interesting because there's many kids characters and they have to explain it to me or show me the TV show. Maybe there's pop stars that are famous here, or comedians, and so it's really good to see those cultural differences in the characters.
We don't have Internet of Things, for example, and we don't have interaction design, but both of them are important. I was a little bit surprised that my students didn't know or weren't familiar with the double diamond design process, you know, of opening for research. In our school there's a lot of emphasis on research, theoretical research with books, and then asking people, coming down to a design brief and then opening up again for crazy ideation phase and then coming back down again.
I found a lot of difference, but it's normal because not just because of the how to say cultural character, cultural personality, but also on the way they learn here. They're very different. I think they are more how to say not stricted, but rationalist.
There are some little bit difference. I think our students are well prepared to work on different fields, so they can move from arts to interior space and to design easily. I don't know if it's here, if it's the same, because we are trying to develop a new field, the interior field, so they are not an expert on this field. It's the challenge for the week, so it's the experience.